Hello and welcome back. It's B-Ball Joe and you're watching Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. This will not be a smooth ride, but we have more trains. Welcome back everyone. So this was about 3 hours of construction work and we're by far not done. But we have our train that we talked about. So I'll let you enjoy this guy for a little bit. We have a... Let's find a good angle. Yeah, we have... It moves so much. We have a short line set up from the warehouse for where our food is produced to the border, and we are stuck already. So that's that's a great start. Where would you be stuck? Yeah, I thought that was gonna go a little smoother, but obviously it hasn't. It's not going smooth. It says blue. Oh, it wants to get fuel. I see. That is clearly my fault. So let's put a fuel marker here, so our train can get the stuff that they need. Is that the best place for the gas station? For right now, probably. For later, probably not. We may add another gas station somewhere over here. Maybe in this turn and even connected to our biofuel plant. That may not be a bad idea. Maybe that would have been a better idea in the first place, but that's not what we did. But yeah, we have a train. It's moving. It can load 350 tons of crops, and it can load 180 tons of food, approximately. And that should be able to replace our needs for the trucks going down here. But we will get to that when we get to that. For right now, this is who we have. A little train going. The game is complaining a little bit. There's a lot going on, so I think the frame rate is suffering just a tiny bit right now. This guy looks like he's going to the border. Should take a turn there. Beautiful. Everything go around. There's a what are those things called? Pylon. It's called a pylon. And it's going straight to the border. Once we're there, we're going to fill up. And everything over here in this little area is done for rail construction, as far as rail construction is concerned. So I will show you how I have set up. Let's just do this and stop following you. This is how my little import-export is set up. I know I showed you that earlier, but we have a roundabout that you can only enter going to the right. There's signals going in, so the roundabout is one block. There can only be one train on the roundabout at a time. To enter on any of the sites that matter, which right now is only here, you have a chain signal. And to get into the border post, there's also a chain signal, plus a chain signal blocking the last piece. So if you're here, and there's a train already here, which right now we only have one train, you can still go to any of the other two border post entries to do whatever you need to do. Otherwise, if all three of these are red, this one would be red. And if this one is red, everything else waiting would be red. Otherwise, this one's going to stop now, because this sign is red, and he needs to go... Well, this sign is red, therefore everything is red. But all he needs is to go here, and there was something in the block in the middle here in the roundabout. So, if we let him go, and I like that they're actually moving a little slower when they're full, we should be happy. So he picked up about 9,000 rubles worth of crops, and he will drop that off in our food production. And I can show you a couple things there that you may have just seen in passing by, but maybe you didn't. Don't crash, game. I'm too excited and I'm moving way too much. This Y intersection over here, I purposefully don't let this train go through yet. There is a piece of the construction that I decided not to complete, just because I want that side to be mostly for the construction office, that they can go both ways, and only for trains when they enter the system or exit the system, but not as a normal path. So here's our train. Should go straight to the warehouse. Pretty smoggy here. We should probably set up a smog check. But there we are. And you will fill up our warehouse. Not to the brink, but far enough. I'm allowing, so this is what I'm doing right now. 343 tons of food there. I know that I can fit about 150 tons of food. My hope is that if this train goes all the way to a farm and comes back with 375 tons of food once that piece of the rail is done, that is enough time to fill up the warehouse with about 150 tons of food, and there's obviously storage here. So there's 45 tons that can be stored per food factory, plus 32 times 3 is 96 tons of crops that can be stored there. So all of this should yield, well, great success. And yeah, that's the current setup. As you can see, I finished the other food factories over here, and that's great. That's what we want. And oh, I did set up the trucks that were parked up here in the farm area to go and drop off food from the silos that we already have. Looks like we are in the process of cultivating and sowing the last fields. Here's the current line. This is how far we are. There's still maybe an hour and a half left of constructing that. So gotta be patient. And yeah, looks like these guys are now waiting for this train to not be here, which is a little bit of shame, but I think I may interrupt this rail just for that reason. I wish there was an easier way to close this. Actually, there is. What am I talking about? All we need to do is set this to be one way, and then the trains that are over here should no longer try to go through here to do anything. So, yeah, how's this train doing? You have food, you have some crops. Oh, that's great. Let's get these trucks. Which truck are you? You're at the custom house, yes. This line, I think it's this one. View line details, yes. So there's 4 trucks here. Instead of going to a large custom house, I want you to go, just for now, we're going to do something else with these trucks later on, to the train station. We don't want the custom house anymore. And from the train station, I want you to load all the crops. Cool. So you can do this path. These trains are supporting that right now, but that should get us enough crops down here so that we can mingle around. Once the rest of the rail line is done, there's the guy going. Once the rest of the rail line is done, we can probably turn off all of the trucks here and just have the train do all of the transport from the farm to here to the customs house. And if there is a shortage of crops, there's always the option of having him go to the farm, then to the customs house, fill up with crops, whatever he's missing, and then come to the warehouse and drop off all the crops and pick up all the other goods and go sell the food. So all this is working. We have fuel and oil storage, which right now he filled up on a lot of fuel from the diesel station, so it was pretty empty, but as you can see, stuff is working, and it's working pretty well. Why are you not dumping more of the crops? It feels like it's not pushing the crops out to the warehouses, which I find a little silly. I thought that was a feature, but maybe they changed that. Not the end of the world. I would prefer if the food storage picks up what they need, but obviously they don't. So let's allow just a little more storage here for crops. I may make this train a little shorter with that notion too, but that's fine. Load and unload, unload crops, wait until unloaded. It's gonna take a while. But since we do still have trucks coming in. So yeah, we'll see how this works. I think this will take a little while to bed in. For now, I think I actually just turn this one off. So he can leave once he stops getting stuff in, or once he is full. Because that will be awkward. Other things. Obviously we started constructing these rails that go out here to our oil production, and that is happening. And over here I upgraded this small oil fuel storage to larger ones. Everything else stayed the same. I did get our power situation figured out. So this will be one of the very next things that we will start, maybe even today. I don't know yet. Everything over here, there's gravel. Everything else is happening. That's all happy. Oh, I did upgrade to the next available rail crane. These are just a little bigger. They're not faster, but they can transport more, so they don't have to go back as much. And that's good. I added a couple table tennis plates and more sport, because some people were complaining about sport situations. And yeah, I think we will have to upgrade or get a new theater. I added these two residential blocks. I was just getting a little tight there, and this was a good spot. These can hold 230 people, and as you can see, our population, we started at what, 400 total? 200 workers? We're at almost 2,000 now, and we are in 5 years. So that's all working really well. Yep, population. We had 2 escapes. I'm actually not sure how that happened. 1 escape this year. Huh. Maybe they're overworked? Maybe they're not. I did replace all buses that went up here with bigger buses, because the rail office can have 132 workers with all 4 rail cranes working. So keeping that in mind, so everything just keeps functioning. I probably have to put an intersection on this side, so trains can get... Actually, no. Once this side of the rail is done, trains should be able to go in here, run all the way up, fill up with gas, and go the other way if they have to. So this signal just needs to stay a 2-way signal, and then we should be good, just like that. And we have to put, yeah, there's a signal already behind here. So this block is just going to be the refuel block. That should work. How's this guy doing? 15,000 something. Yeah. I mean, this is all doing what it's supposed to do. And cool. I like where we are. What are you guys waiting on? There's a guy here. That's fine. You should be able to get... What is your purpose? Oh, you want to get behind here. How can you already... This one? Seems a little weird, the place that you're going to, but hey, I'm not going to judge you. Yeah, you're even going the other way. You should have just been able to go because... Oh, no, you can't, because technically this is just one block, and I'll show you what I mean. Everything over here is purple, so if there's a train on this side, nobody can go to this side. It's just the way the game works, and we can survive that. I think I will make sure that this one is not getting constructed right now. When this guy is done, I will turn off construction there, and I'll add a couple signals here, so we hopefully don't have that problem for too long. Gotta add a couple signals on this side too, because since this line is touching this line, this is just considered a block, and that's what happens. Okay, you are just teleport home. That'll make it a little faster. Let's put a signal there and a release signal here. Chain signal to go in, always. Let's put it here. To go in always, and a normal signal to release always. So now this is the only block, but all they have to do is complete the turns, and this side can be completed, and this side can be completed all at the same time. So we should be able to see not as many trucks waiting. This guy, yeah, the joys of constructing rail. This guy is now trying to go into here and take this path out. So you know what we're gonna do? I don't love doing this, but if we remove this rail connection for now, and I'm doing this because it will be easier to reconnect later, this is just going to be a one-way connection and you can't get in there from any other way, and that should make our life a little easier because you can access anything that this rail can access from the roundabout. So this should work. Have just one train sitting in here and waiting until something happens. Oh, 20,000. Yeah. No, this is all great. This is all working great. Maybe another thing. Last year, we did a little better than I expected. Look at our export and our import. They're not as far apart as I assumed. There's obviously a bigger cost with our loan, because we are paying on that, and it's really, I think we're doing actually pretty fine. But overall, we're not losing as much money as I thought. Obviously, there's a lot of expense for all the steel that we need, but not as much as I was worried about. This chain signal actually is going to hurt, so let's take that out. This is just one block. I don't want people to get stuck on there. Yep. So this is getting done. Everything else is getting done. Yeah, that's all the update that I had. Just want to make sure you know what's happening. 156. Good. Now all the crops are low, or it dumped all the crops that it had. You can fill a lot more food in there. I thought it's just 180. 7 times 30 is definitely more than that. There's still 250 tons of crops in here, and it gets them from the farm too with 8 trucks, so that should technically just work. And yeah. All of this, they're not 100% full, but they're pretty full, so I'm not going to change any of that. Oh, the fire station here has people now. I'm not really giving it enough workers though, by bus. So that's what happens there. Cool. Cool. All of this is working really well. Yep, this side is almost done now. And then they should be able to just continue working here because I think these two sides are considered separate, at least to a certain point. I should actually add a crossing here. What should I do first? Yep. And yep. And then again, chain to come in, regular to come out. And now that's a block and this is a block and everyone's happy. And that'll be our next... Hey, what's the problem here? Why? What did you break? We should be able... We really should be able to get in here. You say red. There is... That's green. Oh, now you can go. So I guess that was... The next signal was this one, and it was definitely red, so it couldn't go where it wanted to go. Just things that you have to figure out when you want to do rail. This road right now obviously is hard. It's blocked pretty hard. It should actually open up here any second now. This is something I consider just putting a bridge in. It will help this traffic jam when it happens every time. But honestly, I'm not expecting there to be that much blocking happening right here, just because of the situation of where everything is. So I think this will be fine. I'd like to see how much money you make, but yeah, 30,000, you're getting fuller. You're not full yet, but you're getting there. What we have here? Oh, new trains. Cool. Another new train. No, new car. Another new train. Cool. Yeah, this is all working lovely. You got the turn done. This will take some time, just like everything else. But again, this is one of the next things we get done. And everything else is really working. Now we just need to make sure that we have enough money coming in at all times. What are we doing here? Everything is growing. Yep, everything is done. The tractors are just coming in for the last time. They just got done. So this is something I've been doing, I think in the background. I'm not sure if I showed you every time yet. But you just have to stay on top of tractors, have to go in after sowing. And harvesters have to go in the winter. It's just for right now, without having a bigger farm. This is what we have to do. That one, and that one, and now everyone is ready to harvest once the fields are ready to harvest. And by that time, I'm expecting this to be lower. It's not going to be 0. But we will be able to actually use our crops. Hey, our train is here. There you go. Pick whichever way you want. Straight ahead, that's fine. And make us money. I'm hoping with trains we will have more luck making money than with trucks, but you never know. There's also the option of adding another train line here for gravel, but I'm always hesitant to sell gravel because you really don't produce it that much, and when you need it, like for really long pieces of road, like this one up here that connected the border. But yeah, man, I'm just going on and on about really nothing, but we're making money now. Let's see what that did. Yeah, look at this, 15,000 for this month. For this year, it is May. We are positive for this year, minus the vehicles, which the train costs a lot of money. I should mention, this is the amount that is left over from the 2 million. I did not auto-build anything. I did upgrade a couple vehicles, I added a couple buses, and I added a couple... Well, obviously we imported a lot of steel just in general for everything that we built. Built these 2 housing units and all that, but other than that, this is just... labor and rail construction. Rail construction is very, very expensive. But we're getting there. We are definitely getting there. I don't want this to be constructed yet. So when he gets here, I want him to go just straight around it before we do anything else in this area. Yeah, great. Why is there a question mark? Don't make a question mark. That doesn't make any sense. This should make it happy, it's just annoying that I have to do that. Hey, get in there. Stop blocking my vehicles. That's silly. Yeah, he's here again. Everything is full. Very good. They're already empty. So I don't quite understand this. That you're not actually unloading all the crops right away, but okay. Why do you have 107 tons sitting there when there was space? That seems silly. Oh, now they're filling up. This is all very confusing. It should just happen more automatically, but it's fine. So this guy can make us money. I think this one can be more. Let's make it 450 tons because that's approximately what he just picked up. We will have to adjust that and play with that until it's actually doing what we need it to do. But that is fine. Yep, the roundabout is working. Just as designed, just one train in the roundabout at a time. Stuff out here is working. Stuff everywhere is working. I love it. I love it. Yeah, everything is still great. Let me catch you up. We have been making about... We're selling between 50 and 70,000 rubles per month, which is, I find, pretty good. Obviously, food is the brunt of it, but everything else is still selling too. And we are actually keeping up with our grain from up here. There's 715 tons, so they're not going to fill up anymore, so I will just tell... Why is it collapsed? That's weird. Unless I already have filled up everything. I want to unload at the cargo station. So, yeah, we're keeping up with what's on the field, so this setup actually works. So, saying one harvester can do 3 fields, and one tractor can do 3 to 4 fields a season, which is good to know. Winter is coming, but winter doesn't mean you lose everything right away. It just takes a little bit to lose it. But this is all great. Our train is also almost here. There's only a few more pieces, which this will still take a little while, but we are pretty close to having our train connected here. So all of this is awesome. There is fuel, a little fuel area over here. I think we're going to build that very soon. I would like to at least collect the raw oil before we do anything else. So I think this is a great place to continue right now. I want to see what else are we building. Yeah, there's nothing constructing right now, so that is awesome. And we should utilize our construction office. And I think after we're done with this oil refinery, our money will be down. I did some math, and if we would purchase all of this, it would be a little bit over 300,000 rubles. Since we're not purchasing any of it, I am hoping that we can make everything happen for a little less than that. Maybe, I would like to think half. That's the value of our population, or of our workers, but I don't think it's that much that we can save. But yeah, let's get this started. You know the drill. Building looks awesome in workers and resources, so I will just construct all of this, I hope, in just a few minutes. I'll just set all these up, and then I let the construction office do all the heavy lifting. And yeah, we'll go from there. Yep, there's a couple pipes here. And I think before I do this... No, I was saying maybe I should add a couple more buses or transports, but I don't think I need them. I think what we have should just be fine for now. We definitely have enough resources for everything that we need to build, so let's let this happen. Okay, let me chime in real quick. That winter caught me a little by surprise. I should have looked at the date. But as you saw, everything slowed down immensely. And apparently I forgot to click on this one to get constructed first, so we can fill up with oil. I don't really want to change it right now, but you saw me maybe clicking on the population stats and just in general having this UI back up. Our money went from 250 to 13,000 really fast. And I wanted to make sure that we're not hitting zero, because if we do hit zero, we are going to take out another loan, which is probably happening right now. Look, there's more stuff happening there. So we cannot afford to go to 0. I would prefer not to take out another loan, but I don't think we really have an option. Let's reduce our interest rate to 2.1%, but take out $1 million so we don't lose everyone. But I'm looking at the statistics, and my health is not where I want it to be. Let's look at this and our health. We are barely above 80%. I think, and I'm not sure, I think this means I don't have enough people working the heat, so we don't have enough kilojoule of our heat to dispense to our buildings. Yeah, this one is not full, and it should be fuller. So I think we will start by just increasing this a little bit and hope that that will solve it. Because unhealthy people result in average lifespan of less than 85, and if it's less than 85, you lose people. And, well, people were escaping. I think that was happiness that caused that. Our sport is not as high as we wanted, but there is enough sport facilities around, so I'm not sure why that is a problem. This might be a problem. If this guy has been waiting here for this long, you're supposed to go to the gas station. As far as I can see, there's a green light. Where are you trying to go? You're... Now it's blue, and that's right. You're not supposed to go anywhere. This guy's coming out, going for here. Yeah, there's no reason for this guy to not go where he wants to go, but it's saying the problem is here. So one thing that is possible is that my train is too long. So here's my thinking. If this train came from the gas station and went into here, but this Y intersection may be just a tiny bit too short, then there's no way for the train to come out. Where does it count? So this is where the train is. It's very possible that it's just a little over the max. It should be here, maybe, for stuff to happen. And it obviously isn't. So I think to fix that, I have to, well, I want to sell one of the wagons. Let's see, can I, at the fuel station, as a stop, then have you go to the fuel station? I think we can. And then from the fuel station, I'll let you go unload, but from the customs house, I will remove one car. Okay. Turn around, very good. Didn't need any fuel, that's fine. Let's remove that stop. Because if this is the problem, and I think there's a good chance that it is, then it will be a problem anytime I go up to the farm area. So let's have him sell that real quick. And once he's empty, or empty enough, I will send him up here. And he does a weird thing. When he's at 10 tons, he starts filling up, which is really weird. But we will fix it this way. We'll just remove one car from him. So what I wasn't sure of, 50 people can fit in here. So 2 buses, actually 3 buses with 50 capacity should fill this up. It doesn't have to run at full capacity. Honestly, I don't even know. What does it say? Maximum consumption is 10 tons of oil. That's not a lot at all. Was it even worth building that one? Now I'm questioning that. Our oil refinery can consume 250 tons of oil. That's a lot more than we have. Because we can produce 30 tons of oil, I believe. So I made a mistake here. I made a mistake. Unless we find a way to import more oil. No, less oil. This one can only 10 ton. One of these pillars is more than enough oil to produce. So either I add another refinery, then we're at 20. We'll add the refinery here probably. Or yeah, I don't know. I should have mapped this out better. Do we have a different refinery that we can use? Ah, problems. I thought this was going to be an easy episode that just has a quick time lapse and we are done, but no. Small cement plant, all of these. Yeah, small refinery is what we have. The oil tank can hold 90 tons. Huh. I don't like that. Maximum number of workers, 50. 10 tons of oil for 5 tons of fuel and 3 tons of bitumen. So I use 80% of the oil that I put in. Here, I get 200 tons out of 250. If I math that up, 2 times 4, 80%. No, that's the same, right? 200 out of 250 times 4 would be 800 out of 1,000, which is the same. 8 out of 10, yeah. Okay, I think the right answer here is just to add more, another fuel refinery once we get there. For right now, that's not really a thing, but eventually we will need to do that. Okay, this guy, remove 1 car, send you back on your way, please. And I hope that's problem solved. Right there. Oh, here. Man, yeah, we're missing so many people. No pub tavern, 1 person hospital problem. I think over here we can build another hospital that should take care of the sick people. What's our average age right now? It's going back up to 86, so that is acceptable. Yeah, no, I'm really bummed that I missed this. Man, that was not what I wanted. Let's see, where can we build another small refinery? I guess this will work. Fuel in a terrible spot for this. Oh, I have to set this to fuel before something else funky happens because it's planning on that. I don't think I want to construct these guys until I figured out what I want to do in this area. Because we need to produce more. We have 30 to produce at max. How many people can work in a big fuel plant? I'm very curious. You can employ 500 people. So times 10. Is this more efficient? No. We have 50 people in here. Times 10 everything. It's 1,000 tons of oil. Over 5 tons. No, this plant is more efficient because with less people it does more. It just does a lot less than what I have available. So this definitely has to happen. I'm not quite sure where exactly yet. I think over here is probably fine. We need another... Let's do this first. Pipe goes here. That's good. Road comes out here and connects here. Good. Then we need another... I think the 300-ton storage will be more than enough. That's what I had earlier, but then I decided, oh no, we need more because greed. Greed is never good, remember that. Make this look kind of pretty. I think this is good. Pipes to get in here. E to go up. And over and down. Good. E to go up. And over and down. So these are all happy. This area over here, we need some connection pump for bitumen on the left and fuel on the right. I don't think it has to be elevated there, but man, that really bums me now. That's wish I would have known. I wish I would have realized what I was doing. And these are obviously put way too close together. If I would have planned better, I wouldn't have a problem now, but I have a problem now because I didn't plan better. Bitumen goes in there. You are filling up with fuel. Excellent. So we could have a bus now already going here and doing the thing that we needed to do. And there's no good reason not to do that, so let's not worry about buses. Microbuses are not going to cut it this time. We need about 50 passengers each. Honestly, we don't have that many people not having a job right now, so that is a problem too. But let's get this guy started. It's not going to hurt us, hopefully. But yeah, we are having a shortage in workers, which is kind of surprising, and I would like to not have to buy more people. Invite more people. You don't buy people, you invite them. But yeah, this is not exactly going like I planned it to go. Why is there chemicals here? Who drip? There's some livestock, there's some mechanical components. What is happening? You, sir. What are you loading? It must have been from the beginning when I didn't specify yet what he can load and not load. I hope, otherwise something very funky is happening. How is this not much further yet than 5 minutes ago? Ugh. Yeah. Man, problems. Yeah, this bums me out. I should have known better. But this will fix it. I'm pretty sure of it. I have some... There's these big pipes. They're so bulky. We don't need something that big. We just want the small pipes. Let's see what we have. Conveyor pipe engine. I don't know why they're yellow and white. Why there's a difference. But it's okay. So this one comes in there. No, I need 2 in. This is 1 in and 5 out. This is a couple in from the side, I think. I actually think this could work. I'm assuming they're all connected across here. But if I put this one here, I think, I'm pretty sure, I would like to be sure, I'm gonna say I'm sure that there's a connection. Let's get rid of this. I think there's no way around getting rid of this piece. I may even have to get rid of this. That may not be ideal, but it is what it is. And then... I think I'm going to connect the fuel just to the bigger... No, I don't want to connect it to the bigger tank because then nothing comes in. Like, it wouldn't pull, it will only overflow into the bigger tank, and that's not good either. So I need this one to connect to this station, but this is not a pump station. No, I need to redo this whole area. And that will be the last thing we'll do today. Man, finding stopping points in this game is almost impossible. Oh, come on. Let me just at least do the thing that I know exactly what I want to do. Delete. Yep. Yep. I don't think this is gonna stay. I think we're gonna reshape this area just a tiny bit more than we already have. Okay, where is our piping? What is this? These are not as easy to see as they should be. So these are 2N, 2N, 3N. Yeah, this one's a 3N. And I actually don't need that one. I need an in on the side. Okay, let's start with this. Let's start with, gosh, look at all the pipes that are happening. Yeah, there can be one there, there can be one here. And I think... How do I find out... I should have a pipe on hotkey probably. Nope, nope. So this is an in, and this is an in. Since those are the two only ins, I don't think this is gonna work. I need an in on the other side of this. That's what we need. So... yeah, this. That's exactly what we want. Oh, come on. Don't make this more complicated than it has to be. What do I say? I think this one. This one looks to me like it has all the connections that I want. And a road. Yeah, I can still connect a pipe from there. I should connect the road before I do anything else. That is a weird connection. Let's try that again. Is this any better? I'm gonna go with kind of, but not really. Try it again. That doesn't feel like the place where we want that, because it will slow down everything that turns here, but honestly, that can just take this path. So, I think this is fine. Let's get more pipe. I don't know what the right pipe is to use here, but I'm just gonna go bitumen. Oh, come on. Bitumen can go in here. And then fuel will still be over here, and I think I can use a very similar one. Nope. Like the opposite of this. Right, right, left, left, right, right. This one? I think... See, this doesn't feel like it should be this complicated. But I'm not sure there's an easier solution for this. Pipe, pipe. This looks like an in to me. Stop trying... There we go. You come up and over here. And then this is the fuel that we also want. Again, you could have planned all this. This is not how a fuel pipe goes. You can't just float over the road like that. Let's try again. Take the other pipe. thing. Yep. Yeah. There you go. That's closer. There should be a pillar here, or a pylon, or whatever you want to call it, but there isn't. Let's just call it an episode right here. There is a little more that I wanted to show, but this is just dragging on. So many mistakes, so many things that didn't go right. We had the train get stuck, we have the small refinery, we have non-selected constructions. Just shows you how much you can still learn even after you played as much as, I think I am a little over 800 hours if I put my two accounts together, so there's a lot of time that I spent in this game for a very long time in real life, so there's always a lot to learn. Also, recording and doing math at the same time is complicated. So the refineries are doing 80% production, but they use a lot more people for it. So that's a problem too. Not sure if we're going to change that. Anyway, appreciate you guys coming by. Leave comments if you have some. You know how the YouTube works. Click, subscribe, like, all that stuff. Appreciate you guys. Bye.